Hey guys, before we start this video, I would just like to let you know that this is just my personal take. If you disagree, you can just tell me in the comments below and I'll happily reply. Anyway, enjoy the video. Hey everybody, Agamatsu today, and today we're going to be comparing Gaian versus Metalscroom. So this is a question I get asked a lot in my DMs. Well, what is better, Agamatsu, Gaian or Metalscroom? So first, what you have to realize is that all races, in the end, it matters, but your skill really determines the outcome of a fight. As well as your build. Your build determines the outcome of a fight. So what you have to realize is that if you're going, for example, Gaian D-Sage, really good build, obviously it's going to be a lot better than a Metalscroom D-Sage, just because D-Sage armor is trash and Gaian armor outclasses it in almost every way conceivable. Now when it comes to Metalscroom, there's obviously a lot better picks for Metalscroom. So for example, Metalscroom Abyss Dancer. A Metalscroom Abyss Dancers are extremely busted because they have this little passive right here called buffed iframes. So basically, whenever they use that little spin dancer move, right, it gives them that pink aura. It gives them the 5 times defense, like the decomposing defense. It gives them that while they're moving. And I've seen that before. I was trying to fight one of those guys on the Dark Blood Sigil, if you remember that stream. So yeah, I was wondering why he wasn't dying. That's the reason, that 5 times defense. So obviously Metalscroom Abyss Dancer would be a lot better than a Gaian Abyss Dancer in my opinion. But then you look at other things like Gaian Uber Oni. You see a lot of Gaian Uber Onis. Not that many Gaian Metalscrooms, and Gaian Uber Oni gets that extra defense. And you want that extra defense when you're trying to become a boss raid Uber Oni. So it just depends on the build, first off. So remember guys, there's no actual clear answer on which is better, but I will determine what is better for you. So first off, let's just say you're trying to solo progress. I think this is important. You're freshie, you're solo progressing. You can pick from either to be a Gaian or a Metalscroom. Which would I suggest? Well, first we have to look at what do you start off with as a freshie. Well, as you can see, a Gaian starts off with an extra 15 health. However, they cannot naturally repair. They have to repair on their own until they get the final upgrade, which is 500 silver, as you can see, which is quite a bit, to say the least. If you're trying to solo progress, that's a lot of grinding. Versus a Metalscroom, you can just decompose, you know what I mean? Just decompose, take like, I don't know, 20 seconds to get that hunger back, and the hunger lasts quite a while. Also, when it comes to Metalscroom, you get that decompose buff. So if somebody does start attacking you while decomposing, then we can just easily pop out and not really worry about taking any damage. You both get the slash resistance, both get the robotic mind, the advanced sight. So for the most part, you guys both have the same thing. It's just that Gaian, the armor will be a little bit better if you can get it, but again, you're gonna have to grind to get it. So in my opinion, I'm personally gonna have to give the point to Metalscroom for being the better class to solo progress with, because again, when it comes down to solo progression, you're just looking, most of the time, most people are just looking to get their ultra class, and usually as quick as they can. I can't spend another hour or two trying to get 500 silver. I could very easily get wiped during that time trying to get that 500 silver just to get an armor upgrade. With Metalscroom, I can get my ultra class first and then get the silver for the armor at least, so I can give myself a chance to fight. Imagine I'm already upgraded and I'm trying to get that ultra class skills. I'm going to be looked at as a threat. Most Gaians that have their upgraded armor, they're looked as an ultra class. It's going to be a lot harder to solo progress when people are targeting you, just like if you're wearing Tundra Ranger. They're going to target you because they're like, hey, that's probably an ultra, he probably has silver on him, or hey, that's an ultra, I just want to gank him because he's an ultra. And in reality, you're just a super assassin. While Metalscroom, okay, you can obviously see if he's wearing rogue armor, he's most likely not an ultra. So it's going to be a lot easier to progress on Metalscroom in my opinion. So the point, I'm going to Metalscroom. Second off, we're going to be talking about Gaia overall. Now, in my personal opinion, I think when it comes to Gaia overall, I think that Gaian is the better pick. Personally, that is my choice. I do see some appeal with Metalscroom. You do get to get the armor. However, in most cases, the armor is a lot worse than Gaian armor. For example, D-Sage armor, Elu armor, any of like the armors, except maybe Necro armor. But then again, most Necros, they usually they either get the Necro armor or they get the Night Lord's armor for that extra health. And Gaian just automatically has better health than Night Lord's, plus faster climb, plus faster speed and repair. And when it comes to Metalscroom, you're just gonna get the armor, you know what I mean, or just get Night Lords, you know what I mean. Versus Gaian, you have a lot better choices. So personally, I think when it comes down to like armor choices, Gaian has it taken. However, decompose and exhaust does exist. So let's just say you gully your opponent, you can just exhaust right next to them, and you know they will take more damage. However, when it comes down to this current meta, you really have to watch out for things such as Fair Frozen D-Slayers. They will do a lot of damage to you. And with Gaian, you're going to be able to tank a lot more of that versus a Metalscroom D-Sage, just saying. Now there are some exceptions, like, you know, if you're Uber Sigil, you know what I mean. But again, Gaian Ultra Sigil, my bad, is not that bad either. You're a lot faster, you can get away a lot easier, even though you have a little bit less health. Again, you know, you're a lot slower as a Metalscroom. So I'm just saying, when it comes to Gaian, I think it's overall better. That's just my personal opinion. But again, you're free to feel what you think. My personal opinion is that Gaian takes it in Gaia over Metalscroom, not by too much, just a tad bit because of the armor. Other than that, they're practically the same. Now in K, I think it's a lot more balanced. Even Metalscroom takes it for a lot of other classes. For example, if we look at Metalscroom, Abyss Dancer, buffed iframes, as you can see here, they get that 5 times defense when they're in that little pink aura. I forgot what it's called, Spinning Soul, I believe. Whenever they have that Spinning Soul, they get 5 times defense. Very useful. Now, a lot of people may argue, well, what about Gaian Uber Oni? Which is true. You do get that extra health buff, which is really nice. But again, I think it's going to be a lot more equal when it comes to Metalscroom and Gaian, because a lot of the time you're going to be getting that Uber armor, and a lot of times it's going to be a lot closer than it was in Gaia before. That health may still make somewhat of a difference, but again, this is K, and in K you're going to get flooded on a lot, so I think it's going to be a lot more balanced in K. So I'm just going to give the point to both of them. Finally, I think the last thing is if you're in a flood house or an artifact house, because there's Gaia, K, and then there's, like, you know, the top tiers, like, you know, you're always ganking. What is the better pick if you're always ganking? And personally, I think they're both equal in terms of that. You know, they both have huge potential. I've both seen some crazy builds in artifact houses, of course, you know, like Lannis D-Sage Gaian Shinobi with Snarf, you know what I mean, or, you know, Metalscroom Spy with Spider Cloak, you know what I mean. Just some really good builds on both that both are able to do wonders. So I think I'm going to finally give the point to both of them for like flood houses / artifact gank houses in Gaia. In K, it's a little different. I'm not really going to go into that because K flooding is, it doesn't really matter what race you are, as long as you just have the numbers on your side, you're good. But yeah, I think the moral of the story is that when it comes to Gaian and Metalscroom, they both have their own benefits, but mostly they're really not that different. You know, they both are metal. Obviously, Gaian has the armor, Metalscroom has the exhaust and decompose, and the buffed iframes. Gaian has the infinite hunger. But other than that, there really is not too many differences between them. They're both pretty similar, so I think, personally, I think they're very equal, and I'm going to end off by saying that they're equal. But I do think Metalscroom could use a little bit more of a buff. I mean, again, you are using an artifact to get a race that's equal to a rollable race, I'm just saying. But again, I think they're equal. That's where I'm going to end off the video, guys. If you guys have anything, please tell me down in the comments below. If you think I'm stupid, you think I'm dumb, if you think a Gaian was clearly the better option, or Metalscroom destroys all Gaians, please let me know in the comments, and I'll happily reply. Again, this is just my opinion and my personal take. I would love to hear yours in the comments below, and I will see you guys later. Peace.